Steve Peach matchup, but because leolee is just a very good player, I do not think that Sorajay is totally helpless here. And alright, we got a round start. We could do a little trolling here with the turnip and then the mining. Ooh, Sorajay quite weaving around Steve's threat ranges with it, with the float. Ooh, and instead of trying to beat up the minecart, Peach is just weaving around it. Yeah, like the movement, the feints are quite effective here. And that sign B to get over the block wall. And then the turnip, the very quick turnip, it's difficult to punish for Steve, especially when he's so far out behind his wall. Yeah, that turnip is free in this matchup. But, you know, Steve getting a hit. Steve not quite converting off of it too well, though. Ooh, and then, you know, like Sorajay is just playing this matchup very well with movement. He's not going for like he's not like super huge with his punishes, but he is making a lot of consistent ones. Yeah, it just goes to show that Peach does not need to get a miracle hit in order to just kill you. She can just play this sort of mid-range, sort of patient, sort of this very much movement game. Because that's what Smash is all about. It's all about the movement. It doesn't matter. Peach is quite at the ledge. Ledge can equal to dodge if you're against Steve. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Not quite the same for Steve, but perhaps Peach can do something quite like that. Ledge jump into back air, closes out the stock for Sorajay. That was a very good counter to beat that down air. And ooh, we have a bit of a situation here with Peach. Oh, Peach just jumped over the wall, just straight up jumped over it. All right. Ooh, Peach almost having her back to the wall. Oh, that was almost nasty. If it didn't send so far, perhaps leolee thought that Sorajay was at a slightly lower percent. Maybe it would have worked, or maybe you were at 100 or so. Don't know. And ooh, that is a forward air to about ping pong between the wall and the ceiling there. And frankly, even if leolee tanked, that actually could have been really bad for him. Ooh, the side B is coming out to kind of break through the walls and a bit safely. Similar to how many sword characters can use down tilts with their forward tilts to be relatively safe with their breaking the wall, or just sit there. Which Sorajay is doing quite effectively, but he just gets hit with diamond, and thankfully he does not run into the forward smash that was incoming, as foreseen by everyone who's played against Steve ever. That forward air. Ooh, I'm not sure what leolee tried to do there, but it did not work out quite the way he maybe thought. leolee killing himself right there with his recovery. But you know, he was probably trying to avoid the same situation that happened in the last stock when he just died to turn up and then ledge him. And leolee is trying to find a common, an even footing with Peach right here. He's not quite able to beat Sorajay's just pure movement, really. He's not getting hit by any turnips. He's not getting hit by anything massive, but he is kind of losing quite consistently in the neutral game. But that does not matter because Steve could, you know, he doesn't have a lot of materials at the current moment, so he's recouping his time. He's making sure that he can get back into a good position here, and he is, because Peach is out of a jump and out of float. But he just lets him back to stage. That could have been very nasty for Peach right there. Without a jump and without a float, Peach is very vulnerable in the air. He's very floaty. There's very few ways of actually beating out many common juggling kicks. And that's up B into up smash. It is what it is. So yeah, a very close game between Sorajay and leolee. Sorajay did have the movement, but leolee was able to get. He was just able to get an even footing. He was able to get his blocks up. He was just able to find a good position and get his miracle hit in. You know, that's all it takes. with Steve, all it takes with Steve is just you get your miracle hit, and you don't always just win on the spot, but it's very easy to make up for it's very easy to make up for a character's lack of movement with just pure advantage state, which leolee is a master of, frankly. leolee absolutely fantastic at just advantage, really. He's just very good. He's setting up a similar wall here to the last game. He's just trying to get his resources up. Ben's trying to get his resources up, and SoraJ is kind of interacting with that wall a bit more. But leolee's starting to get a read on how SoraJ is interacting with the wall with the side Bs and all that. That was a cheap ledge trap there. That, you know, SoraJ not quite knowing how to DI TNT. It's all right though. Steve with the lead, though. This could actually be very dangerous for SoraJ. If Steve maintains the lead, SoraJ has to play this very well, or else he's just going to lose. Yeah, this Steve is... Yeah, like... Steve doesn't have too many resources here, so I think... So if SoraJ kind of keeps the pressure a bit more, he could probably... Yeah, if SoraJ keeps the pressure, he could potentially make Steve run out of resources here relatively soon. He only has 2 iron here. Just got to make sure that he can. Ooh, only 1 iron. So Steve only has 1 more get out of jail free card, but it doesn't matter here because SoraJ was in the corner. He couldn't quite get out of there. It's all right. SoraJ on his way to get 3 sunk potentially, but if SoraJ SoraJ can just stay calm. He can just move around. Steve does not have any iron here. If Steve gets hit here, he is absolutely boned. He will die here because he just does not have any sort of options until he can get to the ground and mine. But you know he is able. Steve is able to get. He's able to get Peach away and just mine a little bit. You know, he's able to regain his footing, but it does not matter. SoraJ kind of just moving around a little bit, getting a back air out. SoraJ playing this very calmly despite being a stock behind and at 100%. This is a very tense situation for SoraJ, and he's still keeping it quite together. He's just making sure to move around. He's making sure to not make any unnecessary risks. But perhaps some of the risks that SoraJ. Perhaps some of these risks that SoraJ are making are very much necessary. For example, Steve is mining here. Now SoraJ has to do something about it. But you know, leolee is just able to punish SoraJ for trying to stop Steve from mining, because you only have so many options against Steve mining. You know, yeah, you can safely get rid of his blocks, you can safely get rid of his wall, but then what? You know, Steve can still, even after getting rid of your wall, you know, you've spent time getting rid of that wall. And Steve still has many good options here. But SoraJ getting a very good combo off of his turnip. That up smash on the read, that was very solid on SoraJ's part. Perhaps SoraJ has a very good chance of still winning. You know, if he just plays this very well, especially if he can bait out one more of Steve's iron. Ooh, but Steve kind of just gets out of the way. He's getting his mats back. He's sitting back. He's making sure that he's all peachy. He's all peachy. leolee completely unfazed by the fact he's completely unfazed by the fact that he's about to came back on, but does not. But that is only game 2. SoraJ, perhaps if SoraJ makes the necessary adaptations, he can make a reverse 3-0 comeback. That is yet to be seen, however. Or perhaps this will just be a dominating 3-0 for leolee. One with each Minecraft character. Well, not each, because there is the Enderman. Perhaps if he loses, he'll kind of pick the Enderman. Who knows? Ooh, that Nair could have been very nasty if SoraJ executed a bit better. But SoraJ still quite. Oh, SoraJ messed up his jab timing, and he's taking a walloping for it, an absolute grip of damage. But ooh, getting out of disadvantage quite well. Wait, what? Ben taking the turnip there. Ooh, and he's just doing minecart there. He just did minecart. right, with the TNT out. Oh, and now it's on the other side of the stage. So leolee's blocks are controlling us lead, but with Sorja in the corner versus Steve, it does not matter too much. Sorja taking advantage of the turnip, and just you know, walloping Steve, just kind of getting Steve cornered, but Steve getting the stage back. And with leolee trying to do up B potentially into like into a forward smash potentially, but it failed. The wall saving Steve there potentially, and we are here. In that back air beating out the minecart trading, killing Steve here. But Steve does have diamond. This is very scary for Sorja. If he gets hit at any point, he has the potential to just die. But he's staying calm. He's floating around Steve. He's just making sure that it's just not going to happen. And he reads the jump into up B with the down air. And it's, yeah, Sorja was in a very solid position until leolee just kind of like got out of there. But, yeah, Steve doing the down air. Yep, Sorja he just wasn't cognizant of the down air for just a little bit, and he just died for it. It is all right though. Steve is still in the corner. He's slowly running out of resources. Only one more iron to go. If he gets rid of that one iron, this could be really bad for Steve. And in fact, he has. Steve is totally out of resources. If Sorja manages, okay, if Sorja manages to get a hit here, he is in a very, very good spot. Even, you know, with only one iron, he like, perhaps Sorja is getting a little greedy, but leolee getting even greedier on his way to, and then that back air, doesn't quite take it, but Steve has no options other than to just take it to the ledge. Perhaps this next interaction will for sure kill Steve, but he dash attacks into Steve's shield, probably messing up his timing on catching the roll. Alright, leolee making a very big commitment with the down smash, but it doesn't quite matter. He's still stuck up. He can afford to make things like that. What was that? That was a very DLC down smash right there. So Sora just needs to get. He needs to exhaust. He's exhausted all of the resources, but it does not matter. leolee reads that float in and with a forward smash and takes the set 3-0. Not quite using all of the Minecraft characters, but using almost all of them.